Alright everybody, welcome to yet another episode of Sprites, Bytes, and Pixels. We have a special guest speaker today. It is the cat, Delilah. She stole my spot, and Wilson was courageous enough to get her to move so I could sit down because I was too scared to do that.
Are you scared of cats?
No, not really. I'm scared of mice. That's the only thing I'm scared of.
Mice?
Yeah, it's an irrational fear, but it is a fear nonetheless.
Okay, where did that come from?
Probably my sisters. When we were younger and like there was a mouse in the house or something, they would run away, and I think I just adopted that.
Did you ever get bit?
No, never.
So you never got bit, but
No.
you were scared of them.
No, but I do. Okay, so I remember one time I was like in high school, and there was a mouse in my mom's bedroom, and I called my buddies up at like 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, hey guys, there's a mouse. I need your help. And 3 of my friends came over to help us like kill this mouse. And essentially, like there was a walk-in closet that the mouse was in. So what we did is we used like a mat to like cordon off this area, and one of my friends went in to like poke it out with a broomstick, and I kid you not, this mouse jumped over the mat, and I got scared of that, and then it ran into like a pile of laundry that was on the floor, and then my cousin jumped on the pile of laundry, effectively killing the mouse and making it so we had to throw out all of the clothes and burn all of the clothes.
What a sad story.
It gets sadder. And then one of my other friends went and found the mouse by its tail, and I was sitting on the bed, and he picked it up and he threw it at me.
Oh my god.
So maybe that's where this fear comes from, because like, you know, deer in headlights, like they just freeze?
Yeah.
That was me. I couldn't move.
So that reminds me actually of when I lived in Scarborough. I was going down the stairs one day to school because we lived on the 3rd floor. So I was going down the stairs, and there was an animal like right there at the right down the first flight, and I thought it was a mouse, and I ran back to my apartment screaming. I'm like, oh, there's a mouse, there's a mouse. It ended up being a hamster. A hamster on the stairs, and yeah, we ended up keeping it. Unfortunately, it died after like a couple weeks, because hamsters don't really last long, I find. But that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're going to talk to you about today.
Yeah, today we're not talking about just morbid death in animals.
Yeah.
What we're talking to you about
We're
is
sorry about that.
giving up on video games and then picking them up again.
Yeah, so you ever play a video game, you know, you've played a game for like a couple hours, and
Or even like a couple of weeks.
Okay, a couple weeks. You
Or
play
a couple
video game,
months.
Couple months.
Yeah.
You play a video game for a long time, and just something inside you snaps, and you decide, I don't want to play this anymore, and you move on to something else. How often do you find that you go back to it, and when you do, is it still the same fun experience as it was before?
Yeah, I think it's not really. I think we might have touched on this like a little bit you know, on a slight note in the past, but we wanted to explore this whole thought. And the reason that this occurred to us in terms of bringing it up is like, I know Wilson loves Horizon Zero Dawn.
Such a good game.
I played the game. I kind of got bored of it. I don't know if it was bored or like I got sidetracked with other games.
Spider-Man. You got sidetracked with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man came into my life, and I just could not put that game down.
Oh my god, you and Spider-Man. And I still haven't played it yet. I promise you I will play it. But hey, I'm playing.
I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
for
but I
you,
told you
Wilson.
I'm playing. I'm playing Genshin Impact, playing Dragon Quest 11. And I've been playing Dragon Quest 11 since like before our first episode.
Wow.
But then again, I also had a hiatus of that as well. So like,
There's hiatuses everywhere. They hate us because they hiate us.
Yeah. Oh, zing.
But
Hamster.
back to the thing. Yeah, essentially, I wanted to get back into playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if I gave it like a full, like I didn't give it my full energy. So I'm trying it again. I think it's you know, I love the open world. I love the graphics. The gameplay is really cool. It kind of took me a little bit of time getting back into it, just because I was used to playing Ghost of Tsushima's control style is kind of similar, but you know, anytime you pick up a new game, getting used to like the battle system and all that stuff takes a bit of time. So I'm at that stage right now. But yeah, that's kind of what inspired the discussion for today. What's your experience with this topic?
That's all? You don't want to talk more about your Horizon experience? Come on. There's got to be more to it. Like, how much time now have you put into Horizon since like the first time you played it?
Okay, so like still trying to get Placadia up, so I can't dedicate a ton of time to it. But initially when I played Horizon Zero Dawn, I must have put around 15 to 20 hours into it. Like, I got through the part where there was the betrayal. I got through the part where she realizes that...
Hey, spoilers. What are you doing?
The game's like 4 years old.
No. That's not fair. I know people who still want to... You're still playing Horizon. Like, if you're starting Horizon, there's going to be someone else out there who's starting Horizon. Like, for instance,
okay.
you know PS5? For people who get the new like PS5, like PlayStation Plus or whatever, those games are going to be available on PS5 for free for people to play. And there's going to be people who have never played them before.
Okay, I will not ruin the storyline of Horizon.
They know about a
Zero Dawn.
betrayal now, so you've
Yeah.
already ruined it.
Yeah.
No, but you can't talk about anything else because
Okay.
I really want people to experience this
Okay,
game.
so without giving too much away, I got to a pretty significant part in the story now, which is kind of crucial to what happens. Initially, I was just playing it, and I was like, you know, it's fun. There's a few different like unique characteristics of the game, like the technology that you adopt, the way that you utilize this technology. It's not just like what are those games called? Mushu. It's not a Mushu type game where you just go in and you kill everything. Stealth is a component of the game. You know,
I've never heard that term before. I didn't know.
isn't that what they're called?
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't.
Might have. Because it's like Fire Emblem Warriors was like that. It's like Dynasty, like this type of like Dynasty Warriors.
Just kill and kill
Killing
everything
and like kill everything in your path. Nothing's gonna stop you.
Yeah,
It's
but
not like that.
with those games though, you have like a shit ton of like all of these enemies all coming at you at
Yes.
once.
I really like those. Like I used to like those a lot, but I think I kind of like the more stealth component. And I think what Horizon Zero Dawn does, it does do a very good job of not making the game too easy for you, which is something that I really appreciate. There's different components in the game as well, where if you kill certain types of monsters, then you're able to take items from them and craft new weapons.
Yes,
which
That's
I thought
a
was really cool.
Oh, it's a really cool approach.
So
love that.
you know, it also has the component of being able to upgrade yourself and upgrade yourself in different areas as opposed to focusing. You can be like an all-arounder. You can be more focused on long range, close range, be more of a tank type. So to your point, Horizon, I'm still giving, I still haven't formed a complete fulsome opinion on it, but I do agree with you that I think it's a great game.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It is a great game.
Okay, I don't think you ever told me that. I'm excited.
Yeah. But let me finish it. Let me finish it.
Okay.
I will beat that game.
Have you gone to like a new kind of like biome area?
I'm right now I'm at a place where people that are higher up within the village have told me I need to go do something
Okay.
and explore something. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So let's. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about mine now.
Yeah, what's yours?
So
I do have more. I'll touch on
yeah,
those after
yeah.
that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I might have another one as well. Well, Dragon Quest 11, for instance, like
The game that never goes away.
constantly doing like a hiatus on it and then going back to it. You
Yeah.
know? No. So when I had my when I was playing my PS3, I tried a game called Vanquish, and I bought it because I had seen like some good reviews. It looked interesting. And Vanquish is like a third-person kind of shooter with this cool idea that you can like slide everywhere. You kind of picture like a jetpack, but instead of floating up, you're like kind of sliding along the ground, but like propelling everywhere. And it only lasts for so long. And you can do like these like kind of, you can get into like this position, like this aiming position. There's all these cool weapons. There's like these power-ups. It was a really cool idea. However, I wasn't as big a fan of it when I played it, and I stopped playing it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move on to something else. Gonna play something else. Fast forward to like maybe 6 months later, around that time, and it was like, you know what? I've got a few games, but I'm gonna try Vanquish again, and for some reason, I don't know what it was, but it kicked with me now. Or clicked with me.
No, it kicked with you.
It kicked
Like
with
you
me.
were just trying to sleep.
I was kicking
and
it.
It just kicked you.
I was kicking it with the Vanquish. Okay. And yeah, because that's it. I was kicking it with the Vanquish because for some reason I started to really, really like that game. I think it was because now I was kind of used to the controls. And so if you're playing a game and you decide that, hey, you know, this game doesn't really work with me, like the controls, I don't like how this works, don't play it. Move on to something else, and then try going back to that game like a bit later on, because you'll have it in your head, you'll know how it functions now, and you might even like it after that, because Vanquish has got some really cool graphics, got some really good enemies, some cool boss battles. It's got a little bit of a difficulty to it, but it's really, really well done. Actually, I believe there was a Bayonetta and Vanquish collection, if I'm correct, on either the Switch or the PS4. Because they're both done by Sega. Or at least I think the first Bayonetta was done by Sega.
I don't know.
Okay, so I believe that there's a collection that you can get with those two. But yeah, seriously, give Vanquish a shot. And yeah, once again, just because you didn't like something the first time doesn't mean you won't like it the second time. Give it another shot. Hey, maybe you won't, but I learned from trying it again that I really liked Vanquish.
Well, I think it's not even that you put the game down because you don't like it. Sometimes what happens is like life gets in the way. Like something happens, and as a result, you can't dedicate as much time towards the game, and it's difficult to like.
That's not what happened though. I just didn't like it.
Fair, but I think in my case, like it wasn't that I hated Horizon Zero Dawn. It was just like I wanted to take a break from it. And
no,
and
we
play
all
some
know
games.
what it was. Spider-Man. Goddamn Spider-Man was the reason you moved off of Horizon. All right.
Hey, you know what? The new Spider-Man game is coming out. I'm very
Miles
pumped about
Morales
that. Very pumped about that.
on the PS5.
Yes. So pumped about that. But I think like in overall, like another game that I think about when I take a look at this subject is a game that I already mentioned, which is called MapleStory. And the premise of MapleStory is you want to level up as quickly as you can. And one thing that they implemented was...
Mentioned it in the last episode, by the way. Not
Was it
this
2
episode.
episodes? Wasn't it 2 episodes ago?
Was it 2 episodes? I don't know. Mentioned it in one of the other past
Yeah.
episodes that we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, so essentially what happened with MapleStory is they got bought up. It was initially owned by Wizit, and then I think it got bought up by Nexon. And they implemented this like leaderboard or leader something system where they highlighted who the highest level characters were in the entire game.
Okay.
And I remember at a time that I was like ranked like 50th in my server. So
Really?
Yeah, I was pretty high up there.
How many people were in the server?
Thousands, probably like tens of thousands, if
That's
not hundreds
pretty
of thousands.
amazing.
Yeah, but I had got a pretty good head start with it, and essentially what I used to do with one of my buddies is we had a character that we just wanted to level up as high as possible, so we would take turns, like leveling up. We had our own characters, and then we had a joint character, and we made it to like one of the top tier guilds. We were really high ranking, and after a while, it just became a chore. It wasn't like we were playing to have fun. It was that we were playing because we wanted to like level up to the highest level. And that kind of took away from what I enjoyed, which is more like the free market or just getting really cool items and not approaching video games as like a game, like as a job, but doing it as an escape. And I didn't have that, so I took a break from it. My friend kept on playing, but it was really difficult for me to get right back into it. So I took a bit of a hiatus, and I came back.
How long?
More than 6 or 12 months, like a year maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good hiatus.
Well, the thing with MapleStory and me is like I used to work. I think I worked at like a pizza store, and I wasn't making a lot of money. I was like just a kid, around like $500-600 per paycheck, and I remember I was dropping like $500 to $700 a month on this game.
Oh wow.
It was taking over my life, so I had to cut myself off. But I came back a year later, and like with games, what happens is they go through a lot of different phases of like upgrading technology and all that stuff. I came back, I felt like I was completely out of the loop. I didn't know what the hell was happening. So I started completely fresh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like my friend still had the account, so we still had the account, but I started with a brand new character.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
But it was a lot easier the second time around. What they did is when this company bought them out, you could buy like in-app purchases.
Yes.
And I would buy like double the experience, 4 times the experience, and like all these other items to make life easier. And I got to like level 100 within 2-3 weeks, whereas initially it took me a couple years. Yeah, like the game, I think they wanted to appeal to a broader audience. So, you know, as if I wanted to be authentic, I would have liked the grinding aspect of it, but it was a lot easier. And you know what, coming back to it, it wasn't that I hated the game. It was just I need to take a break from it. And coming back was not the easiest. I got to level 100, I got bored, and I haven't really played it in over 12 years, something like that.
You haven't played it in 12 years?
Yeah. I think I stopped playing when I was like maybe less than 10ish years. I think at most I would have been like 20.
Wow.
Or 21 when I last played it.
And you haven't had any desire to play it again?
No, my friends and I like we always like reminisce about it, and we want to go like they came out with secondary servers where they would play like the old school way, but if it's not the original MapleStory, we don't really want to play it. So life changed, and as a result I couldn't dedicate like 4 or 6 hours a day playing games, so stepped away.
It must have been like a huge load taken off you when you started that new character, eh?
Oh yeah, like there was no pressure. And I remember like there was when we were playing, there was a guy named there was a big competition between the top two players. I think it was like Tiger and Fangblade at the time, and Tiger or one of them made a Reddit post like a couple of years ago, and he was talking about how it wasn't just him, but it was like 4 people that were playing that account like 24 hours a day and grinding and leveling up. And then at some point they started hacking, so they got banned, and they were like level 198 or something ridiculous like that. So it was nuts. Like the game like it takes over people's lives.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like what MMOs do. They require your dedication, because you'll miss out on things. People will be getting better than you, and a lot of people have this like mindset where they want to be the best.
Yes.
They want to be the most powerful, and in order to do that, you have to play the game constantly because
Yeah.
there's always going to be that next person
Yeah.
who's better than you at it.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 components from when you take a look at taking a break from games. One is you just don't like it and you're bored, and you want to give it a shot again. The other is like you want to just take a break from it because it's other things come up, and as a result, when you go back in, it's not the easiest. But with Horizon, I found it to be quick to get back into. I remember I took a big break from playing Final Fantasy X, and I could never get back into it, and I haven't beaten that game yet. I've never beaten Final Fantasy X.
I've never played Final Fantasy X.
Oh,
I know.
You're missing out, man.
That's what a lot of people tell me, but I think it gets to a part where like people stopped playing it. I can't really say too much, but I don't know. That's how it is kind of with RPGs, though. You get to a point where you just kind of stop playing it. Like I said the same thing before in a past episode with Final Fantasy 12. I played it till I got to like right to the end of the game, and then I moved on to like other things. I started doing other side quests. Like there's like this monster hunting guild where there's all these like legendary monsters everywhere, and you can kill them and get like better weapons and items, and that's what I started doing. And then I just stopped. I would love to go back to Final Fantasy 12. I have it for PS4 now, so I would be kind of excited to play that again on the PS4. But I'll do one more. Donkey Kong Country Returns. I love the Donkey Kong Country games. They're phenomenal. They're great platformers with cool secrets everywhere. And then they started doing this like more collecting aspect where you collect different coins and letters, and each level had these like different things to find. And I got super hooked. So when Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii came out, I was stoked to play it. However, once I started playing it, the controls were significantly different from like the Super Nintendo, and I couldn't play it anymore. Took a break. One day, came back to it. We'll talk like maybe, I don't know, months later, maybe even a year. Came back to it, and this time I knew what I was getting myself into with the controls, and once I got the hang of it, I really got hooked on it. It was a lot of fun, but it was because I took, if I hadn't taken that break, there's a chance I probably would have just never played it again.
Yeah. I think it's rare to do that. Like in terms of going back, did you finish it?
Yeah, I played it to completion, got all the secrets, 100 and whatever %, and then Tropical Freeze. I played that, and I got to like the final boss, but I stopped playing that. I would like to go back to that one day.
Yeah. No, it's I think there's a lot of different components that go into like this whole, it's not really a phenomenon, but like into this like whole decision making aspect of things, but I'm glad you were able to get back into it and finish it.
Me too,
that's
because
the goal with me for Horizon. Hopefully I can complete the game.
Because not only did I find that it was like a really fun game, but like I got to listen to all the soundtracks, because the Donkey Kong games also have really good music, and if I had stopped playing that, I would have never heard all of these amazing tracks. Tropical Freeze has like really good tracks as well.
I've never played Tropical Freeze.
Oh my god, dude. It's really, really good.
There's so many games out there. Like, how do you play? Like, look at this. Do you think in your lifetime you'd ever be able to play all these games?
If I quit my job, maybe. I don't know.
How many, you have like what, 6,000?
I'm hitting close to 7.
So 7,000 games. Let's say you put like 20 hours into each one. That's 140,000 hours. If you play them 12 hours a day, that's like 12 11-ish thousand days. 11,000 days. 365 days in a year. That's 10, 20, 35 years.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. I can do that.
I could not.
Even though that there are games out there that are like 100 plus hours now to complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. There's just so many games, and it's tough. Like, I think I gravitate more towards things that, you know, I'm familiar with. I like tactics-based games, so I'll always play Fire Emblem. John Stone's recommended a couple of titles to me. He's XCOM. Have you played that?
Yeah, the XCOM series is pretty
Yeah.
neat. It's like aliens, but it's also got that permadeath thing.
Yeah. So XCOM, and he told me to try Valkyrie Chronicles.
Valkyria Chronicles.
Valkyria
Actually,
Chronicles.
I have Valkyria Chronicles 4 right here.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's those are on my agenda for after I beat Horizon Zero Dawn. So thank you, John, for those tips. If you guys
Valkyria
have any
Chronicles 4.
collector's edition, are you gonna open that?
Yeah, probably one day when I play Valkyria Chronicles.
Nice. Yeah, so that's us. That's our spiel about us giving up on games and coming back. We'd love to hear from you guys if that's something that you've ever experienced.
Yeah, has there been any game that you have played that you stopped playing for some reason and then eventually came back to it? We'd love to hear your experience on it.
Or if you gave up on a game, you came back and you're like, this, I was right. This is a piece of shit. We'd love to hear that.
Because that does happen too. Like you eventually pop back into a game and it just sucks like you played it before.
Yeah, there you go. Well, awesome. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode. And we will see you next time. Whoa. This was episode 9?
This was episode...
We're going to be on episode
9, yeah.
10.
Episode 10. That's
wild.
That's 10 episodes that we're going to have done. That's impressive.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll
Thank
see
you.
you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.
Swoop up.